everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Elena.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us today.
We're so excited to talk about an important topic, saving and investment. But before we dive into the topic, let's introduce some key words that will help you follow our conversation.
That's a great idea, Elena. Here are the words. 1. Save. To keep money instead of spending it. For example, I save money every month. 2. Spend. To use money to buy things. For example, I spend my money on food and clothes. 3. Budget. A plan for how to spend or save money. For example, I use a budget to manage my money. 4. Invest. To use money to make more money in the future. For example, I invest in stocks. 5. Interest. Extra money earned from savings or investments. For example, the bank gives me interest on my savings. 6. Goal. Something you want to achieve. For example, my goal is to save $500 this year. 7. Bank account. A place at a bank to keep your money. For example, I have a savings account at the bank. 8. Risk. The chance of losing money. For example, investing in stocks has some risk. 9. Emergency. A sudden, serious situation. For example, I save money for emergencies like car repairs. 10. Plan. A set of steps to achieve something. For example, I have a plan to save for a new phone.
Now that we know the key words, let's start talking about saving and investment. Jack, why do you think saving money is important?
Saving money is very important because it helps us prepare for the future. For example, if your car breaks down or you need to pay for a doctor, having savings can help you handle these emergencies without stress.
I agree. Savings give us security. Also, it's not just about emergencies. Saving can help us reach our goals, like going on a trip, buying a new phone, or even going to college.
Exactly. But many people find it hard to save money. What do you think makes saving difficult, Elena?
Good question. I think some people spend money on things they don't really need. It's easy to spend money on coffee, snacks, or clothes without thinking.
Yes, small things can add up. That's why having a budget is so helpful. A budget helps you see where your money is going and how much you can save each month.
Right. For example, if you earn $1,000 a month, you can use a budget to decide how much to spend on rent, food, and other things. You can also decide how much to save.
And it's not just about saving money. It's also about having a purpose for your savings. Do you want to save for a new car, a holiday, or something else?
That's true. When you have a goal, it's easier to save because you know what you're working for.
Let's talk about how much people should save. Some experts say we should save at least 20% of our income. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's a good idea, but it depends on the person. Some people have high expenses, so saving 10% might be a good start for them. The important thing is to save something, even if it's small.
That's a great point. Small savings can grow over time. For example, if you save $5 a week, that's $260 in 1 year.
Wow, that's amazing. Even small amounts can make a big difference.
Exactly. And speaking of growing money, saving is just one part of managing money. The other part is investing.
Yes, but investing can sound scary to some people. They might think, what if I lose my money?
That's true. Investing does have risks, but it also has rewards. We'll talk more about how to invest wisely soon.
Good idea. I think it's important to learn the basics first, like understanding the difference between saving and investing.
Yes, saving is like keeping your money safe, while investing is like planting seeds to grow more money.
That's a great way to explain it, Jack.
Thanks, Elena. You're right, saving keeps your money safe, and investing helps it grow. But let's dive deeper into the idea of investing. Many people ask, why should I invest instead of just saving? What do you think?
Good question. When you invest, your money has the chance to earn more money over time. For example, if you put your money in a savings account, the interest is usually very low. But if you invest in something like stocks or bonds, you might earn more.
Exactly. Think about this. If you save $1,000 in a bank account with 1% interest, you'll only earn $10 in a year. But if you invest the same amount and earn 7%, you'll make $70. That's a big difference.
It really is. But of course, investing comes with risks. Unlike saving, you could lose money if the value of your investment goes down. That's why it's important to learn about different types of investments.
Yes, and there are many options. For example, stocks, bonds, real estate, and even mutual funds. Each one has its own risks and rewards. Let's explain some of these in simple terms.
Okay, stocks are shares of a company. When you buy a stock, you own a small part of that company. If the company does well, the value of the stock goes up, and you can make money. But if the company does poorly, the stock value can go down, and you might lose money.
That's a clear explanation. Bonds, on the other hand, are like loans. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to a company or the government. In return, they promise to pay you back with interest. Bonds are usually safer than stocks, but they also have lower returns.
Exactly, and mutual funds are another option. A mutual fund is a pool of money from many people, and a professional manager invests it in different things, like stocks and bonds. It's a good option if you don't want to pick investments yourself.
That's right. Mutual funds can be less risky because your money is spread across different investments. It's like not putting all your eggs in one basket.
I like that example, Jack. Diversification, spreading your money in different places, is one of the best ways to reduce risk.
Yes, and it's important to invest with a plan. For example, think about your goals. Are you saving for something in the next few years, like a house? Or are you investing for retirement, which could be 20 or 30 years away?
That's a great point. Short-term goals and long-term goals need different strategies. For short-term goals, it's safer to keep your money in savings or low-risk investments. But for long-term goals, you can take more risks because you have more time to recover from losses.
Exactly. And don't forget about the power of compound interest. When you earn interest on both your savings and the interest it has already earned, your money grows even faster.
Yes, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it goes, it gets bigger and bigger.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Saving and investing can really change your life if you start early and stay consistent.
You're absolutely right, Jack. Starting early and being consistent are so important. Even small amounts can grow into something big over time. But here's the thing. Some people might wonder, how can I start saving or investing if I don't have much money?
That's a great question, Elena. The truth is, you don't need a lot of money to start. Even saving just a little bit each month can make a difference. The key is to make it a habit.
Exactly. For example, you can start by saving $10 or $20 every month. Put it in a savings account or an envelope at home. Over time, you'll see your savings grow. And once you have a little more, you can think about investing.
Yes, and there are even investment apps now that let you start with just a few dollars. Some apps let you buy small parts of stocks, called fractional shares. This is a great way to start investing without needing a lot of money.
That's such a helpful option, especially for beginners. But here's another thing people ask. How can I make saving and investing easier? Do you have any tips, Jack?
Definitely. One of the best tips is to automate your savings. For example, you can set up your bank account to move a certain amount of money into your savings or investment account every month. That way, you don't even have to think about it.
I love that idea. Automation makes saving so much easier. Another tip is to set clear goals. For example, if you want to save $1,000 in a year, you can break it down into smaller steps, like saving about $83 each month.
Yes, having clear goals makes it easier to stay motivated. And here's one more tip. Try to reduce unnecessary spending. Look at where your money is going, like eating out or buying things you don't really need, and see if you can cut back a little.
That's such good advice. A small change, like making coffee at home instead of buying it, can save a lot of money over time. And you can use that extra money to save or invest.
Exactly. Small changes can add up. And as you save and invest, it's important to keep learning. Read books, watch videos, or listen to podcasts like this one to improve your understanding of money.
I couldn't agree more. The more you learn, the better decisions you can make about your money. And remember, it's okay to start small and take it step by step.
Absolutely. Managing money is a journey, and every small step you take brings you closer to your goals.
That's so true, Jack. Every small step counts, and it's important to focus on progress, not perfection. Speaking of steps, another important step in saving and investing is knowing where to find help or advice.
Good point, Elena. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming to figure out everything on your own, but there are lots of resources out there, like financial advisors, online tools, or even friends and family who know about money.
Exactly. A financial advisor can give you professional advice tailored to your situation. And many banks or investment companies offer free tools and resources to help you plan.
That's right. And if you're just starting, even simple resources like budget calculators or savings trackers can be really helpful. They make it easier to see how you're doing and stay on track.
Definitely. And let's not forget about communities and groups. There are online forums or local groups where people share tips and advice about saving and investing. Learning from others can be really inspiring.
Absolutely. It's also important to stay patient and avoid comparing yourself to others. Everyone's financial journey is different. What matters is focusing on your own goals and taking consistent steps to reach them.
I love that, Jack. Comparing yourself to others can make you feel discouraged, but it's better to focus on what you can do with the resources you have.
Yes, and speaking of resources, let's talk about building an emergency fund. It's one of the most important parts of saving.
I agree. An emergency fund is like a safety net. It's money you set aside for unexpected situations, like car repairs, medical bills, or even losing your job.
Exactly. Experts often recommend saving 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses for emergencies. But if that feels like too much, start small. Even having $500 can make a big difference.
That's great advice. And remember, your emergency fund should be easy to access, like in a savings account. That way, you can use it quickly if you need it.
Yes, but at the same time, don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. It's tempting to use that money for other things, but keeping it safe is so important.
You're so right, Jack. Having an emergency fund not only helps with unexpected costs, but also gives you peace of mind. You don't have to worry as much about what-if situations.
Exactly. And once your emergency fund is in place, you can focus more on growing your investments and working toward your long-term goals.
That's such a good point, Jack. Once you have an emergency fund, you can focus on growing your money through investments and reaching your big goals. It's all about creating a balance between being prepared for today and planning for the future.
Absolutely, Elena. And as we've discussed, saving and investing aren't about being perfect, they're about building good habits and sticking to them.
Yes, and let's take a moment to summarize what we've talked about today. First, we explain the importance of saving and how it helps with both emergencies and reaching your goals.
That's right. We also talked about investing as a way to grow your money over time. While investing has risks, it can bring greater rewards if you plan carefully and diversify.
Exactly. We covered some helpful tools like creating a budget, automating your savings, and starting with small amounts. We also talked about the importance of setting goals, staying patient, and continuing to learn about money.
And don't forget about building an emergency fund. It's one of the best ways to feel secure and prepared for life's surprises.
That's true, Jack. Remember, saving and investing are lifelong habits. Start small, stay consistent, and always keep learning.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast and found it helpful. If you liked what you heard, please don't forget to like this episode, leave us a comment, and share it with your friends and family.
Yes, and if you want to hear more podcasts like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes.
Thank you so much for listening today. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
Take care, everyone. Keep learning and building your financial future. Bye for now.
Bye, and see you next time.